know what, I don't care about whatever's going on with you. You're supposed to be at my birthday dinner.
Black girls in my area cold, dark skin, light skin, medium. The gangster lean and rock Nikes cause we think they're clean. MJ leather jacket.
Hey y'all, I know I look crazy. This is not a style I'm trying to start or trend or nothing like that. I actually just took the curlers out of my hair. I'm about to do my hair while I'm talking to y'all about this. I really wanted to do this video because I did the mental health check and I felt like it was necessary to also talk about just some other things that I've been reflecting on. As someone who, like my title says, oh yeah, that's another thing too. The title is not for like attention or anything like that, I promise. It's just purely on reflecting on my experiences with friendships and why I no longer have a lot of friends. So yeah, and y'all feel free to also comment on y'all opinion of my decisions of no longer associating with these people. I always like to hear other people's input. I'm not gonna get like super defensive or anything like that. Ooh, I tangled this one at the end. This curl at the end tangled it. But yeah, I will not get defensive or anything like that. I'm always open to hearing what other people have to say about situations like that. But yeah, I really just felt like this video was necessary to make because you know, I'm seeing so many posts about like, oh, the people around you should influencing your future and not your past, and I definitely get that. And I definitely believe, like, another thing about me too that people can say, oh, it's a toxic trait, but one side is just like completely different from the other. But it's okay, we gonna fix it. So one thing about me too, I never have like the same group of friends. I know that sounds weird. I always keep like, I do keep a few people that I've known for some time, but I like meeting new people, so I don't just stick with the same group of people that I've been knowing. So that also can be problematic with the fact that I'm not very good with communicating with people and just like staying in touch, but I try to be. That's definitely something I've been working on and trying to get better with because, you know, it's necessary as an adult to be able to communicate. Got my Barbie comb and my brush. So yeah, communication, I know that's major. That's something I definitely need to work on, and I can admit that. But just some issues I've had with friends in the past, it necessarily hasn't. Okay, one was communication, and I can actually tell y'all about that. For my 21st birthday, I had invited a friend. Well, the reason I originally, like with my birthdays, it's just usually just like me and my family, and then that's it. But some of my friends have met my family members, so my cousin, who was like really in charge of my birthday, she's like, oh, you should invite your friend to come to your birthday dinner. But the thing about this friend that I've had, the issue I've had with this friend has to do with like similar situations with like I invite them to something and they make an excuse of like why they can't come, and it's like, I understand the world does not revolve around me. I don't expect you to be there every, you know, moment. But at least one thing about me, don't give my hopes up. And I think another thing too is like, I'm not the type of person to completely believe that someone is going to come through for me because unfortunately enough, I'm very used to like disappointment. So yeah, I wasn't like, I wasn't like excited in the way of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna see this person. It wasn't like nothing like that. I was like, okay, if I see them, I see them. That's fine. But the issue I also had was like they were really hyping it up. They were hyping up coming to my birthday. But when it really came down to it, they were the ones like, oh, I can't wait to see you, we haven't seen, because we usually only get to see each other like once in a while, or once a year specifically. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll see you there. She was like, oh, what time is it? I was like, oh, I'll let you know the day of, because I don't really know like what's going on. My cousin's in charge of it. So I let her know, I give her the time, and she's like, oh, can her sister come? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, like that's cool, that's not a big deal, like I know her sister, that's fine. So I let my cousin know, because like my cousin was the one that was like really paying for everything, and I wanted to let her know like, oh, is it okay for her sister to come? And my cousin was like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's like, it's your birthday, like whoever you want to celebrate with you, they can come. So I'm over here like, okay, yeah, it's fine, like I'll see you for my birthday. The day comes around, and I text her and I'm like, oh, we're at the restaurant right now, do you want to start making your way to the other place? Because the place that I was going to for my birthday, and also I have a vlog of that, so definitely go and check that out. I'll list it up there. It was like an adult arcade place, kind of like Dave and Buster's, but more like adultish. Like you can go to Dave and Buster's as an adult, but I felt like this was more like adult focused, and it was really cool. They had a virtual room, I believe, or karaoke room, and a lot of other like really cool stuff. So I don't get no response from her, and I'm like, what's going on? Like I told her the time earlier, like what time everything was gonna be, and she was like, okay, I'll see you then, like it was cool. And then I go on, while I'm at dinner, my cousin's asking me, she's like, oh, where's your friend? Like, is she on her way? I was like, yeah, she's gonna meet us at the arcade place. She's like, okay. So so then I look on her sister's Snapchat, and I see her sister's at a bonfire. I'm like, okay, maybe she's not coming like anymore. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I look on my friend's story on Snapchat, and I see that she's like laying in bed, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, it don't look like you're on your way to the destination. And it's one thing for me is like, yes, I may have not expected her to like make it there, but it's like if you kept saying that you were going to be there, and when it really came down to it, you're nowhere to be found, that's annoying. Now you're just getting on my nerves. Now you're pissing me off. And that was what was really making me mad, because it was like, you were the one hyping it up like, oh, I'm gonna be there, and you were nowhere to be found. And then I'm texting you and you're not responding back. That was where the issue was, communication once again. And the part that's really just making me mad is like the fact that my cousin paid for y'all to be at the little arcade place, and I don't like wasting people's money. So I also felt bad about that too, because it was like, there's no explanation of where you are. My family's asking you where my friends are at, and now I just kind of look foolish, because it's like, okay, I said this girl's gonna be here and she's not. And it's like, okay, if something happened, I completely understanding of that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what, I don't care about whatever's going on with you, you're supposed to be at my birthday dinner. Nah, that's not me, and she knows that. Oh, that's another thing too. I've known this girl since middle school, and we're in college now, so I've known her from time. Like, it's not just like a newfound friend or someone I know for like a year or something. No, I knew this girl for a long time. She knows me. She's been to my house. She's met like people in my family before. That's why they were cool with like her coming, because like they know her. So it's not like a random person, you know? So I'm over here like, what is going on? I'm so annoyed. But I'm like, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm not going to let that ooh, that thing lifting. I'm not gonna let this situation like bring me down or anything like that. But it was also like, okay, I still kind of wonder what's going on. But it's like she's not even answering my messages. Her or her sister, I believe. Neither one of them were like answering my messages. And I was like, and to this day, that message still has not been opened. And I don't know what that's about, but girl, that was just like one friend I haven't spoken since. And it's like, girl, if something's going on, you definitely could tell me. Like, you know me. And I'm not one to like air out anybody's business, so please don't take it as that at all. But that to me was just, it was really shocking to me. It was really disheartening, just because that's someone that I was like so close with and I knew for such a long time. And that's another thing about me too. I'm very big on like holding on to friendships just because of the amount of time I've known that person, no matter what they do, which is something I'm also trying to get better with, because you know that's not a valid excuse to allow people to treat you however, because you know the person for how long or where they hold a place in your life. That means you should allow them to treat you anyhow. No, that's not okay. And that kind of just goes on to another friend that I had a falling out with. This person, I had met them in high school, and originally we were not cool at all. I didn't really like them. But we eventually just became friends, and then we became really close. I don't really know what it was that just made us get like really close, but we just became really close. And we had one falling out, and it was just like, I can't even remember what it is. I think I felt disrespected about something, and I was just really shocked that they did that, because I'm just like the type of friend that like, it doesn't matter what, I will just always defend you. I'm not gonna let nobody just talk crazy. And she was like talking crazy to me, and I was like, the same things that people do to you, you're doing it to me, and it's not okay. So for you to do that, it's kind of like a slap in the face, because I've always just been there for you, so why would you be doing the most? And another thing about this person too, they just never apologized. They never felt like they did anything wrong. When there would be a falling out, they would literally just text like, oh, are you mad anymore? And then think that like everything was supposed to be okay. And I allowed that to happen so many times, it just became a repeated pattern up until college. And I was just like, this is not okay. Like, I'm moving on to a different chapter of my life. I'm getting older, and this behavior can't continue. And you know what really was so sad about the fact that I had to fall out with this person is because like, I'm the type of person, I really like to get cool with my friend's family. So like, whenever I go to a house, I always just like talk to your parents, talk to your like your siblings, whatever. And you know, like, just on some polite, like, I'm in your house, I'm gonna be respectful of your space, you know, type thing. And it was really sad that like, along with that falling out, I had to stop those things too. But yeah, I think the last time, like, the thing too is like, I had warned this person, like, I was like, yeah, if you do like something like that again, like, we're done. We're not gonna be friends no more. Like, I can't. And they did it. Like, they were on some like real disrespectful stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm not. And that's another thing too, like, I feel like they enjoy like arguing. You know, there's some people that they just genuinely enjoy like arguing, like they like that. And for me, it's not like I enjoy arguing, I don't enjoy arguing. It's just like I don't go around trying to disrespect people, you know? That's not my intention at all. Especially if I have love for you, like, no, I'm not going to be out here disrespecting you. So with that, I blocked, and this is the first time I ever did this. I blocked this person, and I think too, my mom has like the numbers of all my friends, because I don't know, I think she thinks I'm gonna run away or something. But they had texted my mom like a month or so later after the fact I blocked them, and they were like, yeah, I've been trying to get in contact with Tolu, and I haven't got like nothing back. And I was like, well, she should know she's blocked. She should be aware of it. Like, if I'm not responding to you, I blocked you on social medias and whatnot, so you're fully aware. You know what's going on. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna respond to that, and that's the end of that. So I'm not gonna respond. Like, I have nothing to say. So that was the end of that friendship. And I did this thing. There was like a program that I was a counselor for, and this is actually relevant. I was a counselor for, and they were talking about their friend that just like suddenly died, and that just really made me feel like, oh my gosh, I need to like mend any issues I have with anybody or anything like that, or just kind of just speak my truth. Or because the thing about me, if something bothers me, I won't say nothing. I will not say anything. I'll just keep moving, and I'll ignore you. I won't talk to you, and that's it. Like, I would not confront the issue, and it's not like I have a problem with confronting at all. It has the fact that, like, I'm not going to like put my energy into something that I don't want to put my energy to. So I texted that person, and I was like, yeah, I just felt the need to really say this and really say like what my issue is, because I really don't know why you wouldn't. And you know what, I'll also just insert all proof of every story that I'm talking about right now. So these are the messages that were sent, and now looking back at it, I was being kind of insensitive of the fact that she was dealing with something. But in my mind, it was more like, if I don't do this now, then I'll never address it. So yeah, these are messages. Y'all can look at them your own time. I think they're in order. I just like said like what my issue was with that person, and then that was the last time I spoke to them. They did a half apology, basically saying, well, I'm not going to just accept responsibility for everything while our friendship is done. It's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So another thing too, fast forward, that I guess my recent fallouts with some people I was actually in a whole group with. Like, it was a group of us that we were just always together, we always hung out, and yeah, we were just always well known, just all hanging out. And that's another thing too, is really unfortunate. But like I said, you can't hold on to people just because of like the amount of time that you known them. So these people, I met them fairly later for me in life. So probably knew them for 4 years now. Other people, I knew them for 8 to 10 years with the other two. So the first person I fell out with was actually last year, and actually both of them were, no, one was last year, one was earlier this year. So last year, I guess just to make the story short, we had planned on going on a trip somewhere, and a lot of people were telling me not to go just because it was a very short period of time and it was expensive. It was the same amount, the payment for it was the same amount for a week in that place, but we were only going for 3 days. So a lot of people were telling me not to go, but the thing with me is like, oh, if I say I'm going to do something, because they had asked me, oh, do I want to go to this place with them? And I was like, yeah, that's fine, like, we can go. I just don't have like the funds right now, but once I do, I'll let you know when we can buy the ticket and stuff. And with this person, they kept asking me like, oh, am I ready to buy a ticket? I'm ready to buy tickets. Like, girl, we have all summer to go to this place, like, calm down. And it came to a point where they like brought in another friend of ours, and that person was kind of instigating as well. And let me actually fix something. And then yeah, they were kind of instigating as well, and nothing a lot of planned that summer. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta save up. I have to divide my money appropriately because I'm gonna be in a wedding, I'm going out of town. And at this point, I didn't really know. I was supposed to be going to Florida, but last minute got changed to California. And I was like, and this person was fully aware of the fact that I was going to all these places. She knew I was going to Texas. She knew I was doing like this stuff. So it was like, girl, calm down. But yeah, it became like a thing where another person was like instigating, and that was the part that really just set me off, because it was like, you're fully aware of the type of things that I've been dealing with at school, because I was telling her about that too, and you're doing the same stuff that these same people that you were talking about. So how are you over here talking about, oh, what the person was doing to you was wrong, and you're pulling the same thing? Because the main issue was the fact that I was at work and she called me trying to ask me if I was going to be able to buy the ticket, and she knew what my response was going to be. So you're trying to put a show in front of other people, and that was where the issue was. It's like, okay, well, that's the end of that. That's the end of that friendship, because it's not appropriate. Like, girl, don't try to air me out. So a week later, after her calling me and me ignoring that call, to a birthday dinner of that same friend that was instigating, and they were like, oh, we know what you're doing to our other friend, you're gonna go on a trip with her, you're not going anymore. And it's like, where did that ever come out of my mouth that I wasn't going? We have all summer. Summer's just begun. Girl, you trying to go next week for 3 days? 3 days can happen like, calm down. I text the person, I'm like, oh, do you want to go to so-and-so anymore? Because I want to see like really where her head's at. And she's like, oh, I don't know anymore. That's how I knew some fake activity was going on, because it's like, girl, you've been going around discussing me, and now all of a sudden you don't know, after you were over there slandering my name. Girl, bye. And after that, we never spoke, and that was that. Fast forward to the other person that was in our group that was not mentioned in this previous story. They actually fell out with this girl, and that was the whole thing. That's not relevant to this video, but I was actually the only one that still spoke to her. So with her, she had always been doing like some weird activity. She was very secretive, and the thing with me, like, it's fine, you want to keep your privacy, but don't bring your privacy to the table and then try to hide it. when nobody's like, bring up your own personal business and then try to hide it when nobody was asking you to bring it up. It was not relevant to anything that was going on, and there was no reason for you to bring it up. Like, I didn't understand that. So that whole thing with her, that was a common thing with her, and it was just like, I hadn't been at home, so I haven't really seen it as much, but the other two had. So that was like the main reason. They were just done with that. So with this person, I kind of feel like they're very selfish unless it was convenient to them. Like, it's just with me, it's like, I'm not gonna do more than someone is doing nothing for me, you know? And that's the way it was. So I can't remember where I was at. So yeah, they were very I felt like they were very selfish with a lot of things, and this is another person, like, I was very cool with their family and everything, so it was unfortunate that we had to end things with that. I just actually recently learned about this. They were a tit for tat friend. Like, they felt like if something was done to them, then they needed to also project that same energy on someone else. So this might sound very childish, but I will never forget this. We were all in the same prom group, and their dress had got caught on something, and I was helping them unravel it, but I was like, okay, we're gonna have to like just like rip like a little corner, like that much off. And she's like, no. I'm like, are you gonna be stuck to it or what? Like, I don't know how else we're gonna get your dress off of this. And she's like, okay, fine. So I get her dress off of that. 15 minutes later, we're going to the place to go and eat, and she purposely steps on my dress that I got handmade in Nigeria and rips it, and then says, oh, I should have been watching where I was going. Girl, I'm in front of you. What are you talking about? So that was another strike for me that was not okay at all. And I was just like, girl, I don't care to gossip about people I don't associate with. That's something big about me. I will not talk about nobody that I no longer associate with. I know y'all probably like, oh my gosh, hypocrisy because I'm doing this video, but it's like, this is all reflecting from my point of view. I'm not going to detail of anything that is bashing these people in any way or form. At least I'm not trying to bash anybody. But yeah, it was just like, she would constantly call me about this stuff, and it's like, I just don't want to discuss these people. And I feel like this person was also changing a lot, and not in a positive way, just with a lot of stuff. And I just felt like we were outgrowing each other, if we want to be honest. So I just had to stop that friendship as well, which was really unfortunate, because we did vibe with all of my friends that I had to follow with. It's unfortunate because I did vibe with all of them in different aspects, but it's just like, you outgrow people, and you kind of have to do what's best for yourself. You have to respect yourself as well, and you can't just keep making excuses for people's actions. So that was the main reason why I was just like, okay, well, that's the end of that, unfortunately. But yeah, so that is just some friends that unfortunately I had to just stop being friends with them. And I do wish all my friends, my old friends, the best. I wish them great success. It's not like, oh, I'm wishing bad on them, like, oh my gosh, no, that's not me at all. But you just have to do what's best for you. So yeah, but yeah, y'all tell me some situations that y'all had with people that you had to just stop being friends with someone, or you just had to cut them out of your life, and let me know down below. Also, I don't really know if I would ever go back being friends with these people, but I can't say like, oh, I just like don't ever think about them from time to time. But it's like, you know, those memories are forever there. But yeah, so y'all continue to stay safe during this time. Keep looking fabulous. I'm done with my hair. I think this is how it's going to look today. But yeah, y'all keep hair flipping on the haters, and I will see y'all in the next video. And Happy New Year to all of y'all. Bye.